Hey, what is up, Internet? Kyle here, Slapshot Toys, getting to do another Hot Toys action figure review for you this evening. And tonight I'm super excited because this is one of my most anticipated figures in quite some time. And tonight we're going to be taking a look at the Hot Toys movie masterpiece, Justice League Batman Deluxe 1/6 scale figure. Now, this figure was announced 2 years ago. I ordered it day one, the day it went up on Sideshow. I pre-ordered it. It was December 7th, 2017. So this is almost 2 years in the making. This figure kept getting pushed back and pushed back. We got the tactical suit, no sign of this guy, and it's finally here. I cannot wait to take this out of the box. I cannot wait to take a look at this figure. So let's not delay that any further. To the light box.
It won't be long until we're below.
Here's the Hot Toys Justice League Batman out of the packaging, and honestly, my first overall impressions of this figure was Hot Toys did a phenomenal job making this Batman look like he did in the film Justice League. Everything from the details on the suit to the accessories, Hot Toys just put a ton of love and care into this guy, and I cannot wait to show you those finer details close up. So the first thing that I'm going to show you, like with all my Hot Toys reviews, are going to be the accessories. The first thing we'll take a look at is going to be the base that this figure comes with. Now, I did order the deluxe version of this figure, so it comes with this more dynamic base here with this parademon on it, and honestly, this thing is massive. This is a huge base, has a fantastic weight to it, has a ton of detail all throughout the parademon. You get that really nice kind of like, I don't know, dirt and rock and everything all throughout here, and then coming up to the actual parademon, you get just a ton of detail, and you're probably going to hear me a lot in this review reference H.R. Geiger, as the artist that actually came up with the alien xenomorph design. And that's like the first thing I really get, kind of looking at like all these like hard lines and I don't know, just like kind of like all the scales and everything like that. Just really reminds me of his artwork, and I really think that comes through with this base and one of the accessories in particular. But yeah, I just absolutely love this base. The only thing that I'm a little bit worried about is because it is so big, it's really not going to fit in my display because I actually want to display the tactical suit and this Batman next to one another, and it's just I don't think going to fit with this base actually on the detail shelf. But if you're going to stand them alone, the deluxe version does come with this base and it is gorgeous. So normally in my reviews I like to show each individual accessory, but honestly this is the fourth time that I'm going over these exact accessories. These are the exact same grappling guns and batarangs that we got with the BBS Batman, the BBS Armored Batman, and the tactical suit Justice League Batman. So I'm not going to go over them again, but you do get the 2 grappling guns right here, you get the 3 batarangs, and then you get a couple grappling hooks, 2 with the wires, and then 2 in different states of being closed or open, and then you are given a couple extra wrist pegs right there. So yeah, if you want to see these accessories in a little bit more detail, check out one of my other Hot Toys Batman reviews, but just for time's sake, I'm going to just show you this tray and leave it at that for this review. The next accessories I want to take a look at are going to be the hands and weapon options. So we are given 3 full sets of hands. We have these open hands, the trigger fingers, and 2 closed fists. And then we're also given 2 batarang accessory hands. So we have one that just holds the batarang kind of like there in a normal pose. And then we have another one that has just a little space there in between kind of like the middle and ring finger that you can slide a batarang right in there. Taking a look here at the open hands, these things are all detailed beautifully. You get that really nice kind of leather texture on the back of the gloves. Love those kind of gold knuckles. I think that looks fantastic, and the weathering and detail that they put on those just looks amazing. Coming here to the palm, you get some really nice kind of line and stitching work. Really nice kind of almost like a grippy texture that Batman would have there on the inside of his gloves. I think that looks fantastic. So those are the hand options that we have for this figure. Now, as far as the weapons, we are given a parademon rifle, and this is what I was talking about. That really had that H.R. Geiger look to it. I mean, this thing just looks absolutely gorgeous. There with all that sculpting, all that line work, you can get like braiding there and that like kind of like, I don't know, like hose running right across the body of the gun. That just looks fantastic. Get like a little kind of fan effect right there. This thing just looks gorgeous. Really like the paint apps that they have. You have that really nice kind of glossy gold throughout, and then you have like the little hints of kind of almost like a bluish green, gray. Just really kind of looks like Steppenwolf did in the film, and all the parademons are armor and everything, the paint apps just look gorgeous. But this thing is just sculpted, oh, just wonderfully. This is probably my favorite accessory that has come with this figure. And then the last thing we were given is actually this little LED pad that you can put on Batman's arm. So I'll show you how you apply this to Batman right here. So actually on the back here of this little panel, we actually have a magnet right there. And then there's a magnet just here under the gauntlet of Batman. So all you have to do is just kind of line it up right here and it just snaps right into place. I think that looks pretty cool. So you can have like Batman kind of with his arm up, kind of checking out. The little LED panel right there has a nice like Gotham kind of rooftop scene on it, and 2 little targets. I think that looks really cool. And last but not least, I'll show you the facial options that we get with this Batman figure. Now, of course, it does come with the traditional cowl. With the cowl, we are actually given 3 different face plates. So we have this really grimacing kind of angry looking face. We have a slightly open, and then we just have the closed mouth. And taking a look at these, the detailing on them are phenomenal. The 5 o'clock shadow that they have from Ben just looks amazing. They even get like that little kind of like, I don't know, butt there in the chin. I really feel like even though there's not a whole lot of Ben showing in these pieces, they still look amazing and really convey Ben Affleck. And then we're also given 3 different sets of interchangeable eyes. So here you have one looking, oh, I have that upside down, but here you have one looking off to the left. You also have a set here that looks off to the right. And then you have a set that just looks straightforward, and these can just be interchanged in the cowl, so you can have him looking whichever way he wants. And just to show you how you change out the mouthpieces and the eyes, so these mouthpieces actually just have a magnet here on the back of them. So as you can see here, they just kind of plug, if I can get that in there, just plug right there into the cowl. And then as far as the eyes, this is the exact same kind of process that we had with the BVS Batman. So where you get your little eye piece that you want, you have this little tool, and then you're actually just going to slide it kind of right up the cowl with the tool. And honestly, this isn't the easiest process. All right, so there you have your completed Batman cowl. Yeah, this isn't the easiest process in the world, as you saw there. Kind of had to fight with it a little bit. So I normally don't change the eyes out ever on these figures, but that is definitely an option if you're willing to kind of finagle with it just a little bit. And then the final piece that we have, which is what I was most excited about, because this is the first time we've gotten a Ben Affleck unmasked sculpt. And this thing, as you can tell here, looks insane with how much it looks like Ben Affleck. I mean, just everything from, they got like the little mole right there on the cheek, to the chin right, to the mouth, the eyes. I mean, this thing just screams Ben Affleck. I love the sculpting on it. The paint work looks amazing. They have like the little gray there in the hair. This thing, oh yeah, I cannot believe how much this looks like Ben Affleck, and I'm pretty sure, even though I love the cowl, this is how I'm always going to be displaying this Batman, is with the unmasked head sculpt on. And then we're also given this little kind of shoulder piece. I'm going to show you how you interchange the heads here in just a second, but this little piece is to actually help with keeping the cape up while you have the unmasked head sculpt on. So right here, I'm going to show you how you change this out. So the first thing you're actually going to do is just pop off the cowl. That's going to show this little plastic piece with the cape draped around it. So what I have been doing is just going ahead and removing the cape. Makes it just a little easier. So this is just resting on a ball peg down there. So actually what we want to do is just go ahead and get this off. And once we get this loose and off, so what we're going to do is there's this little shoulder piece that comes with the figure. So what this is actually going to do is just kind of help give him like some more shoulder height. So what we're going to do is just kind of, there's little clips there on the side, as you can hear it kind of clip, that just stick right there, and then get the suit there underneath of it a little bit better. And then there is a little bit of Velcro right there, and then actually on the cape, there's also another little piece of Velcro right there. So what I've been doing is just kind of lining that up, placing it down, and then draping the cape over it. So we get a nice kind of drape. Looks pretty good like that. And then we'll go ahead and we'll take the unmasked sculpt, and then we just basically port that in. And then once that's in, there's your unmasked Batman, which I honestly think this looks fantastic. And taking a closer look at Batman himself, I absolutely love this cowl. When I originally saw the prototype images, I wasn't crazy about it because it looked like the neck was going to be a little bit weird. This figure, like I said in my intro, did take 2 years to develop, so I'm wondering if they actually changed that with the prototype, but I think it looks fantastic. You get this like really nice kind of leather texture all throughout it. Already kind of went over that face plate, and I think those just look wonderful for conveying that it is Ben Affleck underneath that cowl. The eyes look menacing and piercing. Love the short ears on this cow, and then coming here to the back, just more of that nice leather texture. I just think they did a fantastic job with that, and it's definitely an awesome display option. I just think I like the unmasked just a little bit better, and it's something different in my Batman Hot Toys collection. But coming down here to the body, my one concern was that this figure was going to look too much like the BVS suit, but honestly they did enough to the color's a lot darker. It has a lot more kind of like this, like, I don't know, like carbon fiber plating all throughout like the abs, and like kind of like on top of like all the different muscle groups. I think that looks awesome. I love this kind of line work that they did all throughout it. I just think it's just is a very, very visually appealing suit. For the more kind of darker, more kind of grittier looking Batman. Just really like what they did with it. Coming over here to the arms, once again, you get that kind of plating there on the bicep, on the shoulder cap. Coming down here to the gauntlets, these things look amazing. I love this brush gold that they used with all that kind of, I don't know, like damage there with the scrapes. And it just looks like it's been used, like it's seen a ton of battles. And then the spikes there on the gauntlet look fantastic. I love these straps that they used. I think those look wonderful. Already kind of went over the hands, but once again, I love those gold knuckles. It goes so well with this suit. Coming down here to the belt, I think this is the exact same belt that we've gotten with the BVS Batman suit. I don't really see a whole lot of differences, but it's really nice there with that gold and black, and it is a very nice kind of rubbery material, so it will move with the poses that you put Batman in, which is very, very nice. A little bit of battle damage there on the buckle. I think that looks very nice. Coming back up here to the cape, this thing looks very nice as well, and you get a very nice wingspan with it. It's kind of the same texture of the BVS, so you kind of have that, I don't know, I don't really know how to describe it. It's not really like a leathery texture. It looks like kind of maybe like a worn leather. My only concern is over time, this might start to peel and flake off, which it already kind of looks like it's worn and wet and like weathered. So it's probably not gonna be a big deal if it does, but just keep that in mind. That this could possibly start to kind of peel and flake off depending on where you have it positioned and how much you're moving with it. I love the torn kind of look of the cape there at the bottom. I think that looks fantastic. And then kind of coming down here to the bottom half of the figure. Once again, you just get some more of that nice kind of paneling all throughout the suit. I think that looks very, very nice. Some nice knee pads. Not really a whole lot going on in the back other than just the zipper. And then coming down here to the boots, you get that really nice leather texture. You even get like the zipper sculpted in the side of the boot, which I think looks fantastic. You get some like little gold accents right there at the bottom. And then the actual boot itself looks very nice with that leather texture. Yeah, just a lot of nice like wear and tear. And on the bottom, you just get some combat boot tread. So taking a look at the articulation on the figure is actually pretty good. So the cowl can move quite a bit, so it can rotate side to side there. And this is actually a fairly nice and soft material, so you can get like a little bit of head pivot if you don't mind, a little bit of gap right there. And then you can look back a fairly decent amount. You're just gonna have a really weird gap there, and then same, you can look forward, but once again, you do get a little bit of a gap there on the back. So, and then coming down to the body of the suit, so he can actually go a little bit more than 90 degrees there in his arms, and honestly, there's not really any pooling or anything, so I don't feel like you're really gonna damage the suit or the seams by keeping him like with his arms up like this, which is a nice design for Hot Toys. So good range of motion there. Now, as far as moving the arm forward, he can go about that far, and you do start getting some kind of weird pulling there on the side. So it's about as far as I want to push it, because I'm really starting to notice some kind of pulling up here in the shoulder. There is a cut up here at the bicep, so that does rotate up at the bicep. He is double jointed at the elbow, so fairly good range of motion there. You do get a little bit of a bunching there in the suit. Maybe a little bit careful with that just so you don't crease or anything, but fairly good range of motion there. And then as far as the hands, they do rotate and they are hinged up and down. So fairly good range of motion there on the arms. Now, as far as the abdomen, so this is all one piece, the suit that is. So there is rotation here at the hips, but unfortunately it doesn't really go a whole lot. And it does kind of, I don't know, bunch up the suit a little bit weird. And then the other thing is he does have that kind of like jelly-like muscles again, much like the BVS Batman. So that does hinder the movement just a little bit. Same goes with an ab crunch. There is one there, but it doesn't really go as far as you probably want it to because it kind of pushes it right back to a standard standing up pose. And then same going back, you can go back about that far. But yeah, not a whole lot of range of motion, unfortunately, there at the abdomen. Now, as far as the legs, once again, you can go out about that far for the splits. You really start to get some pulling there on the seams of the crotch. So I really wouldn't push that too much further than that. And the other thing is these panels actually seem like they are like kind of layered on the base suit. So there's actually like kind of like a 3D depth in between the seams of it. So I don't know how much like that may start to kind of come off the base suit a little bit depending on how much you're posing him around. So that's just something to be cautious of. There is a cut up here at the upper thigh. He is double jointed here at the knees, so about 90 degrees range of motion right there. His feet do twist. They can hinge up and down, and there is ankle pivot. And here's just a quick side-by-side comparison of the Hot Toys tactical suit from Justice League and the normal Batman suit. And honestly, I think they look really good together. My only kind of thing that I see that maybe just a little bit off is this Batman, although I love the bulk of him, looks to be a little bit kind of wider, especially in the midsection than the tactical suit. But other than that, I think they look phenomenal next to one another. And just a quick comparison of the Hot Toys BVS Batman. And as much as I love this figure, I honestly think I like this guy just a little bit more. I like the darker aesthetic of the suit a lot more, and honestly I like this cowl a lot more. It gives it more of that classic Batman kind of comic look, I feel like. And honestly this one's like even bulkier, which I thought this one was like an insanely bulky Batman figure until I get him next to this one, and it's just kind of crazy, like just kind of how stout they made him. But I really like that aesthetic. My one concern about getting this figure, I mean I'm gonna buy all the Batman figures, but the one main concern that I had was it was going to look too similar, but as you can tell there's quite a bit of difference between the two suits. So that is going to do it for my review of the Hot Toys movie masterpiece Justice League Batman 1/6 scale collectible action figure. Like I said throughout my review, I absolutely love this figure. I feel that Hot Toys nailed the aesthetics of it. I think that they gave us probably the centerpiece of the Batfleck era as far as the figure to own. The unmasked sculpt is immaculate. The cowl is wonderful. Everything on the suit just looks fantastic. As you can see here, it's a little bit darker, a little bit more like that traditional comic looking Batman, which I absolutely love. And honestly, I really enjoyed Ben Affleck's portrayal of Batman in the two movies. So this kind of bringing back some feelings of I really don't want to see him go, and I really wanted to see him be able to helm his own Batman solo movie. So definitely a little bit disappointed in that, but this figure is fantastic. If you're on the fence about it and you're looking for a good representation of the Ben Affleck Batman era, I definitely think that this, for me, is probably the go-to figure, either this one or the tactical suit. If you want more of a traditional looking Batman, this is definitely the one I would pick up. The deluxe edition, I necessarily wouldn't recommend it unless you really want this base. And as you can see, like kind of in scale with the figure, it's huge. So unless you really have a good place to display him solo, I'm not necessarily sure if it's worth the extra money. But that is completely up to you. It's an amazing base, awesome details, so you can't go wrong no matter which version you get. So once again, that is going to do it for this review. I want to thank you guys so much for checking out these videos. It means the absolute world to me. I have a couple more toy hunting videos I'm hoping to do here shortly. A couple more Hot Toys coming through the rest of this year, so be on the lookout for those reviews. Yeah, just having an absolute blast making them. Hopefully I can do them with a little bit more regularity than what I actually have been doing them recently. But yeah, just thank you guys so much for checking them out. If you're new to the channel, if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, give me a big thumbs up if you guys enjoyed this review, if you enjoyed this video. Love to know what you guys think of this figure, Batman in general, Ben Affleck as Batman, whatever, in the comments. So leave me a comment. I love talking with you guys about Batman and figures and what else. So yeah, once again, that's going to do it for me this evening. Thank you guys so much for checking out this review, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.